Guys, my name is Nala from Luna Intuitive, and I'm coming at you with the reading for the sign of Virgo. Okay, so this is for Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. This is a soul healing spread. I'm a little late getting all my readings out that I had planned to get out by the 15th. So I shuffled and put the cards down before I got on camera. I have not looked at any of the cards, and yeah. So I'm going to see what happens. Let's see. All right, first card out is the overall energy, which is the full moon full moon in Gemini. The answers you need are coming. It's Gemini, so of course naturally I feel two ways about this. This is about having an important conversation, but keeping your calm. Like, I look at the two faces, and one looks like she's willing to talk, and the other one looks like she's not really willing. I feel like it's like having that conversation, but staying calm, not being superficial. When I think of Gemini, sometimes I think of the term superficial energy. This is you should not be superficial. Full moons always bring about some sort of change or some sort of revelation. This could be someone flirting with you and you're not noticing. Like, look at how one, maybe that's like the flirty face and the other one's kind of not paying attention. That's something I just got. But you need to laugh off this situation and just move on. If this is job related, this is your applications you put in. They having good prospects. But the Gemini full moon is all about communication. You want to be easy with what and how much you say. You could be enjoying a social event. Geminis are very social. So maybe you're going to be having or joining in on a social event since, it is a full moon in Gemini. And they are great with speaking. Either way, you want to speak your truth. Whatever the situation is, you want to speak your truth. Whether it's somebody flirting with you, whether it's a job application, you want to speak your truth. But you want to remember that your words have consequences. And and they can have an impact on your listener. So if you're doing like a job interview, you want to be cautious of what you say. Be truthful, but be mindful of what you're saying, because the listener is listening. Kind of like, use your judgment on what to say and what not to say. But either way, the answers may come very soon. The issue that's present can be 1 or 2 conversations away from being resolved. If this is love related, a little flirting might be called for. If you're arguing, remember the least said can mend things sooner. But it is a good time to talk. But again, you got to be very cautious of your words, because Gemini can be very blunt. You can create magic and your own reality every time you speak. Every time you express yourself, every time you express something, you can create the reality that you want. That's what I'm saying. Like, if you be cautious with it, you're mindful of what you're about to create, what you're trying to create, or what you're trying to accomplish. Maybe if you're trying to, forgive somebody or somebody forgive you, be cautious, because as long as you move correctly, you can get what it is that you want. This is what you should be doing, but we'll see. Okay. Next card out is your current energy, which is the 10 of Pentacles. This is like, I don't even know, like, how is this even a soul healing for for Virgo? Like, your first card out, like, you get this energy here, communicate, but be cautious, It's like, the answers you want, they're coming to you and things, and then here pops out the 10 of Pentacles. It's like you have gotten a certain stability back. So you're feeling very comfortable. I feel like you need to enjoy this moment because I don't think that you've had this moment for a while. So enjoy it. This is physically and financially stable, nice and secure. You know, I think you've done a good job at paying attention to your investments and or your priorities and or your time. You know, you could have done things in the correct timing, but this is something you need to relax and enjoy. Like, for this to be your first card, it's like OMG. You're chilling. You're enjoying the fruits of your labor. Literally. So, I don't know. Like, just enjoy this moment. 10 of Wands is your next card out. This represents overcoming struggles. However, you know, the caution with this card, but I look at this card, you know, you work to get somewhere and you got it. And this is you overcoming those struggles. Now, the downfall to the 10 of Wands is doing too much and not giving yourself enough, or giving yourself enough time to rest. So it would be wise for you to find a way to cope with any of your problems that you have, because this can bring along some anxiety and worries and things like this. So find an outlet. Find somewhere where you could talk, or someone journaling, talking to someone, counselor, psychiatrist, a friend. But don't burden people. Like, if it's a friend, you don't want to overdo it with a friend, because then they'll get tired of listening and you won't have that ear. So this is more professional, you know, seeking a better way to cope with your problems so that you'll learn how to deal with them. So you'll learn how to be able to overcome them as they come along on the path, because this doesn't last forever. You know, we're constantly tested over and over and over and over again with our stability, our security, our love, our, you know, we're constantly tested. So it's best for you to enjoy this moment. And then you want to, you know, find someone to talk to help you cope with the situations that can arise along the path. I don't know how this is a soul healing. I mean, finding a way to cope so you're not having anxiety and stuff. Maybe that's what you're healing, because so far I don't see anything. Oh, okay. So we have the 5 of Cups. This is like you're crying over some type of regret. Basically, it's like worthless actions. Like, what are you crying over? You understand? Whatever is done, it's done. And it can't be undone. You can't change it. So it's like you're wasting your time. You're wasting precious time, actually, obsessing over something that cannot be fixed. It's already done, happened, came about. It can't be changed. It can't be undone. You know, so this is like sorrow is taking over and preventing you from moving on. This is you trying to reflect on the errors that you've made, but you know that you can't change anything. So dwelling will only keep hurting you. So basically, it's time for you to be strong and learn to let go and move on. Period, point blank. So you got all that you wanted, and then you came along with these anxieties and these stress and this worries and this troubles. And they're building up and they're bubbling up. There's nothing you can do about the past. Nothing. So move on. Let it go. Just let it go, Virgo. The outcome to your situation. Oh, Virgo. And I just noticed something different about your reading too. Okay, Virgo. We have the 5 of Pentacles. I look at her and she has this gas mask on. It's like she knows that she has to survive. Okay? Let me get this book while I'm sitting here thinking about this before I explain that card, because I just noticed something very unique about your reading. And I need my book of numbers to say what I want to say. Okay. So with the 5 of Pentacles, you know, it's like, yeah, she understands that the situation is difficult, that whatever it is that she's dealing with. So you're crying over these loss and these regrets and these sorrows and stuff. You know, you're in your emotions and your feelings about that. We all know that it's difficult. It's hard to deal with. Okay? This is you being left with nothing. As hard as it may seem, You gotta survive. So she has this mask on because she knows she has to survive. She can't let the gas kill her. So she knows that she has to survive. This is you losing material belongings. Because it's pentacles. But because I'm looking at this 5 of cups, this is love. This is pentacles. Things that you worked hard for, you know? This is you losing them. But you do realize that this is not the ending. Obviously, she has this mask on to protect her from dying. You know, there's like gas all around here. And she's literally surviving. What is that on the bottom of her? Yeah. You see the plants in the back? The gas plants. I don't know if y'all can see that. But there's smoke coming out of the gas plants. Not really sure if y'all can see the smoke right here. But it's like some type of toxic fumes building up. And she got that mask on. She's protecting herself. She's trying to survive. So, you know that it's not the end. You know, you may feel, you know, ill. You may feel fatigue. You may have some anxiety. Because I felt the anxiety with the 10 of Wands here. And this can be you going out on a limb for somebody. You know, maybe you went to a situation that you already knew the outcome over, but you did it again. So you went out on a limb for that person or something, and they're not giving you back what they said they was going to give you or equal. You're not receiving any support at all from them. This is telling you that it's time to carry on. Move forward. Recuperate. And then fight for what is important for your survival. And never mind all the other stuff that you're dwelling over. Now, I'm going to have to pull another card for you guys because I don't want to end it like that. But what I did notice is that you guys had 2 10s. And 10s are about something being a completion. So, you reached that point where you was stable and you worked hard and you was in that moment in that glory. But then what happens is after 10, you get started back over to the Fool. Well, number 1, okay? And I looked at the Gemini card and it represents duo. So I look at that as 1 and 1. You know, breaking that down to a number 1. Or again, starting over. Then I notice you have 2 5s. 2 5s. So I just want to look up those numbers. 5s are about instability and difficulties, change, life experiences, knowledge. You gaining knowledge. Now you know that this lesson has repeated itself. It's done the same thing that you already knew it was going to do, and you did it anyway, but now you know. Okay? 10s are about endings. They're final. They've been exhausted. It's complete. And I look at these Geminis, and I look at them, and yeah, it's 2 faces, but when you break it down, Gemini is still one person. It's still one person, even though it's dual. This is a beginning, you know, planting the seed, a new opportunity. And that I didn't see until just now. And so I was like, oh, let me pull that card out, that book out, because yeah, I had the 2 10s, boom, back to back. And then boom, back to back, the 5s. And I just don't feel that I should end it here, but they told me no, put those back. Okay, this one. Okay. I need something more for Gemini. It's full moon in Gemini. Okay, one more card for this full moon in Gemini for Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. One more card for this full moon in Gemini for Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. And I believe Virgos are about communication too. Okay. So I hope and pray that I have that book here in this desk, because I really just don't want to leave your reading like this. Like, I feel unsatisfied with it. Now you have the High Priestess. The card of the High Priestess is the one that fell out. And then you have the card of the Mirror Guardian. Take time to reflect. Okay? High Priestess. I hardly ever look in this book for definitions, but I feel like I really shouldn't give my intuitive thoughts on this because the reading didn't turn out as positive as I wanted it to. But you need to heal your heart, definitely. Like, there's no way around it. Like, you have to heal your heart, Virgo. You just have to. Okay. This one is the High Priestess, and it harnesses mystic power. Align with the light and focus on the positive things. I mean, that card is for you. Align with the light and focus on the positive, okay? It says here, there is an opportunity for you to rise up at this time, but it requires dedication and discipline. You are being guided to look at your workings on or at the situation before you determine where your priorities lie. And I did say taking time out to decide what's important, for you. If you are unable to figure that out, you must use your intuition and your discernment to focus on what will bring you closer to your goal and the happiness that's for you. When this card arrives, it is important for you to check in with your intuition as well as trusting it, because it will give you the guidance that will be important for your growth. And I think I said here, like, you dwelled over a situation that you already knew the outcome of. And I guess that's what you revisited with. You done gained security here, and y'all was, you was content. And you started having some anxiety. Maybe the past was coming up. Maybe things were showing themselves to you. And then you started dwelling over what you lost or could have or whatever. And then it came down to your ultimate survival for self. And this card is telling you to trust your intuition moving forward. Now, we have the Mirror Guardian. And I want to say I've used the mirror. I've drawn the Mirror Guardian once or twice, and this is taking time to reflect. Okay, take some time to reflect on your strengths and your challenges and how far you have already come. Recognize your gifts. Okay, you are a beautiful being, and there's so many challenges and expanded in so many ways. Like, you've overcome those things. Your angels are now guiding you to take inventory of your life. It's time to note all of the recent experiences, the challenges that you've surmounted, the strengths that you've developed, and the lessons that you have learned. Your angels want you to reflect on your strengths, in particular, those aspects of yourself that you feel have not been acknowledged by others. So you was lacking, you wasn't receiving. Because I did say that too. It was a situation where you was given and you didn't receive back. But again, I feel like you already knew this. Offer yourself approval where it's due, and know that when you give yourself credit, others will be able to do as well. Maybe you was looking for validation from somebody else. This is saying to you that it's going to be okay, but now you have to start trusting your intuition, trusting your gut, and then you need to reflect on everything that has happened, and you got to validate yourself. I wish I had something better to tell you, Virgo. You need to work on every chakra you have. You need to work on your root chakra, grounding yourself, putting yourself in a stable position. You need to work on your sacral chakra. You need to work on your solar plexus. You need to work on your heart chakra. You need to work on your throat chakra. You need to work on your third eye chakra. You need to work on your crown chakra. That way you are aligned and you can trust yourself on all levels. Because maybe you made certain moves. I get more money. I'll get this back in my life. I don't know what the situation. I mean, hopefully some Virgos will comment below and let me know. But I'm sorry I didn't have anything better to tell you, but your healing is an all over healing. You got to heal yourself and literally do a whole, they say 360, but it's half of that, because if you do a 360, you turn it back to the same point that you was at. So you want to do a halfway turn and change yourself. And then when you get to that halfway and you change yourself, then you keep moving. So then when you get back to the 360 point, you are a whole different person. At least that's how I see it. All right. I wish I had something better to say. All right, Virgo. Peace.